It's Week 18 of the NFL, and we'll see this team's rangy cornerback, who's approaching another plateau for the season, as he's within range of 60 tackles. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one, just ahead on EA Sports.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
And for 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance at a tune-up before they play on into the postseason chasing that Super Bowl ring. But for the other 18, this is it. Their final chapter. Their final chapter in a story to take the field until September rolls around again. And for some, frankly, well, this might be the last time they ever put the pads on. So leave
For some, the final chapter of the season. For others, a final week before the playoffs. And we're off in Week 18. He stopped on the return of the 27. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And they'll be led out by their third-year signal caller.
Their loss last week, it really isn't on him. He had a great game. He checked off a lot of the boxes they had for him in the game plan going in, especially the one at the top, Kate, getting him to the end zone. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. If he does that again here, they should be winners.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And leading them out is one of the league's longest tenured quarterbacks.
I know quarterbacks of this ilk sure excite their teammates. They love to see his explosion and that speed come to life. I also know this, Kate. That defensive coordinator on the other side, he did not sleep good all week long, knowing he could do everything right, have the right call. But that QB speed is a difference maker.
Buys time, rolling right. He's running with it. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that gives them the first.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Dump off caught by his back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 5. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's tackled for a short gain. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He'll throw it yet again. Has him on the quick hitter. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. They'll throw it again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands. Couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, he just couldn't quite hang on.
They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
And just a week before the playoffs begin, partner, here's where teams stand as we play out this regular season finale. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man, and you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They'll try and throw it here. Brought in right side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, even a drop would have been better than that, frankly. Couldn't find a way back to the line of scrimmage, and it's a rare pass that actually loses yardage.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it'll be their football. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Pickup of 12 on that play. And they're going to have a 1st down. Pass play now. Into traffic, complete. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They'll run here on 1st down. He finds space into the red zone. And he's finally taken down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
From the red zone now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. 2nd chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he's in for the touchdown. These guys take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That one right down the middle. And these guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Returning it from the 4. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The offense headed back to the field. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Dumps it off to his running back. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it's going to be their football coming up. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Catch is made by the rookie out of Tennessee. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run it from the gun. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Pickup of 2 here. And it sets up 1st down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. He's going to push one deep down the right. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down. Right up the gut. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back. We're all set to start the 2nd. Offense already out to resume its drive. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Their offense running back out now. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down after a short gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 32. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, That is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
To the air, 3rd and long. Completed to his running back. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The visitors returning their offense, and this running back to the field. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 2nd and 3 now. Man in motion here. From the 28. Completed over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Complete out to the right. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Finds him over the middle. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st. Throwing it again here. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. He's got a man left. And he gets this forward to the 19.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react? Read and react. You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. So they send out the field goal units and try for 3 on this one. It's a 36-yard look from the left hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that will add to their score.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense ready to get going again now. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. On 1st down, they'll run. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. So now a timeout for a player who's shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to throw now. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Setting up a throw. Sideline throw is incomplete. Should have been intercepted in all reality. Instead, fourth down coming up.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they're going to take over possession. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And this one does not go far. Second down now, 7 to go. Looking for a throw here. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll give him a first down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And it's going to be second down. They are throwing it again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Looking to the air here. That's caught for the first. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 from the 41. He'll throw it yet again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 36. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Blown back gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Complete out to the right side. And this one doesn't go far.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So now, here's 3rd and goal. He's dropping back to throw. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it. Now on 4th down, they're out to try for the field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that one was hit great. It sails on through without incident.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm Can start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. They trail 13-0 here as they go in search of their opening score. Back to pass on 1st and 10. It is Kupp, left side. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll give him a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. To throw it on 1st down. Nice work by the back here. Playing safety valve complete. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So now a timeout for a player who was shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Pressure's on him, and it gets home. He's dropped. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. Another try following the sack. Throw left side, complete. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll throw on 3rd and long. That one's complete over the middle. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. Oh, he nearly coffin cornered that one. Just a little too far, and it's out of the side of the end zone for a touchback. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. So we're halfway through this final. Not a big window for those halftime speeches. They're right back out of the locker room and set to resume play with the 3rd quarter. Has this at the 6. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. They've got 1st down from the 31. Throwing it to start this drive. Short pass brought in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They're going play action. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll give them a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. He's going to throw this one. Completed over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Looking right, and he finds him. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They'll throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
throw it again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll try and run this. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And they'll have 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10, looking to throw. And that one's going to hit the turf.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Trying for the deep ball. Brought in inside the 20. He does it. Touchdown. These guys start the second half with some needed points. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. His return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. They'll run the counter. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man, and you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Second down now, 7 to go. Back to the well again. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Third and long for him here. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Punter on now, and he gets into this one. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Back out runs their offense. And that last impressive touchdown drive, they'll have to see if they can repeat that. They're backed up again to start this one. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down.
You know, one of the beauties of the game of football is it never sits still. It's constantly adapting. And that nickel defense right there, critical in taking the ball away. And when you think about nickel defense, you think about Rondé Barber, won the Hall of Fame in the summer of 2023, really revolutionizing the position of the nickelback. That nickel defender and that nickel defense, critical in that takeaway we just saw.
This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And they're set up well inside of enemy territory. They've got a short field after that pick. Back to throw on 1st and 10. And in for the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
They're leaving the offense out there, and they're going to try for 2. He's throwing for it. And he can't bring it in. They don't get the 2 points.
Well, maybe some second guessing of that play after the miss. I think it was just an instant of the defense guessing the call correctly and right on the spot.
Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Fielded at the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Now this offense ready to head back out. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're set up at the 35 now. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 38. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Throwing now on first down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
This offense running out for a new series led by their running back. And they should be well rested. They were only out there for 1 play last drive, and they found the end zone. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Now a give on the counter. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Offense set for a 1st and 10. He'll throw it. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense. It just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Dropping back to throw. He beams one deep right. He's got it inside the 25. And that is a touchdown. These guys make them pay for turning it over. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one right down the middle. And these guys go up by 19. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Now give left side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. So now a timeout for a player who's shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 47. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing now off play action. Forced out to his right. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. He's got it over the middle. And they take him down right along the 30. They get 6 and a 1st down as well. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. They're throwing it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose. If they wanted any kind of shot here, Kate, to come back in this game, that field goal had to go through and make it a 2-score game. That's only the first of what would need to be several steps here in a hurry to have a chance to try to pull this out.
Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. Finds his man over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Another carry for him. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it. But that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the 1st down. Pops up right away and signals 1st down.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Throwing once again on 2nd and 10. Cut out left. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Oh, saw some movement there. That's going to cost them 5.
Ball start, offense.
So 3rd down becomes much tougher for him as 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and a much more difficult 6. The penalty makes this a 3rd and 6. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. Throw on 3rd down. And he brings this one in, but does so out of bounds. That throw just took him too close to the boundary. We've got 4th down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And make this a 19.3 score advantage.
I think you could call this one now, Kate. This field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
This return makes it up to the 25. The offense getting set to go. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Ready? Check. Check alert.
They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Catch made over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Jump off caught by his back. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Pass play coming here. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Here's a throw. Complete out to the right side. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 48. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. They'll throw it again. Complete out to the right. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They are throwing it again. Looking right, and he finds him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I got to be honest with you, Kate. That's an occasion where a drop would have been a whole lot better than a completion. Couldn't find the way back to the line, and it's a rare pass that actually loses yardage.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's in. Touchdown. These guys get it back to within 2 possessions. A 2nd touchdown through the air for Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. They get 13 on the pickup, and that'll be a 1st down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Plowing up the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
You know, Kate, these are not the plays that are like bold in the stat sheet when you look back on it, but these are the kind of gains by the running back that keep the offense on schedule and move the chains.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. These guys holding a 12-point lead. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back-to-back carries here. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. They'll throw on 3rd and long. They get to him and bring him down. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. Now this offense getting set to work here. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Throwing now from the gun. Brought in right side. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. They connect on the deep shot. And he will take this in. Touchdown. These guys now within 1 score in the 4th. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And these guys trim the deficit down to 5. So with less than a minute and a half to play, they must recover this onside effort. And they aren't able to get it back. The hands team does its job. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Ooh, had to have that onside kick. Got 1 timeout, but not much time left. This one kind of feels like it's over.
Not a whole lot they can do, but you can't give up. Not a time to look at the clock. You got that 1 timeout. You got to do all you can and really hope and pray this offense fumbles the snap or screws it up here in the final minutes.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year's campaign. And with Brock Huard and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. A nice showing here from our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.